All right, we're up and running again, right?
I read the news today, a two-bit expose of the same old story that I heard yesterday. Yeah, it goes the headlines, man. They all just go to plan. They're afraid to fix them big. You know, they're all just spam, so buckle down.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to 216 The Net and the Ground with Giles and Jones. I'm Giles and he's Jones. Did you check in a little earlier with us? You realize we had some technical difficulties. And why is that? Because I'm tired of the same old shit, right? But hey, welcome in, guys. It's Friday. Hope everyone had a great week. Hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving. As we're putting the studio back together here, we'll get rolling. So, Thanksgiving. Did you give thanks? Or did you just give a shit?
I don't. Yeah, we had a fun time. Went up to the Dells. We always go up to the Dells every year. Got to spend a little time with the in-laws and Alice's sister and her family, and in a very, it was cool, in a log cabin. So I got to sit in a log cabin and stare at some woods and have a good time.
Not much anything better than that, right?
Yeah.
So your blood pressure dropped a few points, even though you're with family?
I don't know if my blood pressure is ever up high. Hey, listen, the grounds, of course, brought to you through the financial support of
Community Home Inspections. We're here in McHenry. We serve all of Chicagoland. If you're looking to buy, sell, or even just looking to get a general inspection to see how the condition of your house is at this point, see what you need to work on, see what's important, give us a call, 847-401-9501, 847-401-9501. That's Community Home Inspections.
There you go. And, of course, the most unique show here on the internet and out on radio, where if you want to be part of it, you can put that stream that Uncle Pete has right up there on the screen into your URL. And then just follow directions and be part of this wonderful broadcast, and and hang out with us. Of course, you're going to see in front of me here, this is our good friend Rudy, the Restoration One elf. He is hanging out with us today. You'll probably see him on several shows throughout the day doing some crazy things, hanging around, having a good time.
Yep. Just one of those cool things. It's like the elf on the shelf type of thing, except I don't think you have to find him. You just have to take some cool pictures of him. It's a really good idea that Christine and the people over there at Restoration One. What you guys ever had any issues, need some flood work, that type of stuff, give them a call over at Restoration
Now,
One.
it says the company that posts the most creative picture will win a $50 gift certificate.
Well, we already won.
To all of our friends out at Restoration One, Joe Turner, whatnot, your Rudy, the Restoration One elf, is actually live streaming, live on the radio.
With millions.
I don't think it's getting any better than that.
Right, millions of people
Just
are going to
bring the $50 in for your show today.
Yeah, right. Sounds like a good idea.
We'll be fine.
So, but you had some good time up there in Thanksgiving. You did some relaxation, right? No relaxing.
I don't know. I mean, those people who know me, I don't know if I ever don't relax. I'm not that high strung. I'm pretty mellow.
How'd you lose your hair?
I enjoy just. That's DNA. Whatever.
That's DNA.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. No, you are a pretty mellow guy, but it is nice to get away, kind of recharge, right?
Yeah.
No? Is it more stressful for you sometimes to go places than to stay around?
Anytime. So energy, right? I always look at energy.
Right.
We give off energy. The world gives off energy, vibrations, if you will.
Yeah, vibrations.
You've heard of brain waves,
right?
So there's energy that drives the whole world. Anytime that you're putting more than one family together from a family, there's always just weird energy.
Is that what it is?
So it's just weird energy, and everybody wants to try to get along or whatever. And when there's kids involved, doesn't matter. I've got 3 brothers, and all 4 of us have raised our children differently.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And all four of us feel that we raised them the right way.
Of course.
But then you get those dynamics together, and the energy is just interesting, right?
Yeah.
So as you say, did you relax? Again, I'm never not relaxed, right?
Right.
However, the energy transfer when the family gets together in the same place for extended hours, there is that weird, uncomfortable energy transfer.
Wow, yeah,
that makes
mean,
sense.
Yeah, I totally agree, and that's kind of why I'm kind of bringing it up, because that that takes you out of your normal routine, right? Which getting together with family, I love getting together with family, but there is always that weird, energy bashing, if you will, right? Like even if you love each other so much, you get together and there's just don't want to offend someone's feelings. You know what I mean? You got to be careful, especially these days. What topic you're gonna hit up?
Talking to the mic.
Thank you. Hello. But you know what I mean? You have to be dance around. At least in my family, we have to dance around topics. I don't want to talk about controversial shit, but I just want to enjoy myself, enjoy family. Share some stories, share some food, obviously.
Yeah. So, like a couple weekends ago, you and I took a trip out to Galena to work on the house out there.
Thank you.
And even though we're working hard, I'm not exhausted because our energy transfer is kind of that same energy. So we're blending and melding same energy, if that makes sense.
I totally. I just said that before we in the green room
it's
today.
A lot more relaxing than perhaps, oh my God, she said this, that kid did this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally. It's a common goal. It's a purpose. And
so when I get together with family, whether it's my family or Alice's family, whatever the case may be, I tend to sit and be quiet and watch. I don't want to get into things. I want to be there to enjoy, but there's so many different levels of energy going on.
Yeah, family dynamics.
That you're just kind of like, right?
Yeah.
Why is that person so angry? Why is that person so happy? Why is that person, over there in the corner curled up in the fetal position?
Bob says no sound still.
Did we lose sound?
Did we lose sound again?
I don't know. Well, I'm sure.
Are we showing? We're micing?
I'm showing that we're mic'd up.
All right. Well, I'm just texting them out there, so hopefully.
No.
Okay. So all right. So Shayna, good morning, Shayna. Okay. Maybe
Bob,
this was an older one.
Tell Bob to restart. Yeah.
All right,
no.
we
can hear you. Thanks.
Great.
That's good.
Great.
Shayna, good morning. Says it would be nice if people would take responsibility for the energy they bring. Absolutely.
Oh my God. Hey, hold on. High little knuckle on that one. Yeah. That is. Right. And that's like preparing, that not everyone gets along great. Not everyone loves each other. But when you're coming together as a family, right, realize what you can and can't do and kind of, set that stage. Right. Because it's supposed to be a good, enjoyable day. Don't bring your drama. Don't bring your negativity. Come in with your best foot forward, so to speak. Right. Enjoy the day and give thanks because of the fact that, one, you are there. Right. I mean, just like giving thanks every day when you wake up and put your feet on the ground.
So I grew up in Iowa. And this kind of bleeds right along with Shayna's comment, and I think it's wonderful. And I can't agree more with you.
100%.
I can't agree more with you. Hog farmers don't know they smell like hog shit.
Right. Right.
That the smell of hog piss and manure permeates everything, their clothes, their hair, their skin.
It's in their skin, right? Yeah.
And they don't smell it.
Right.
You sit next to them in a restaurant and you're like
offended beyond belief. Right?
What in the world? Right? Did you think a shot? And maybe they have. It's just it.
Right.
And people with bad energy, I think, is the same way. They just don't know that they are miserable and their energy is horrible.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree. And you can feel that usually real quickly, right? Like, I mean, an interesting anecdote, I guess, if you will, on that one, energy wise, not human wise, but like dog wise, like we give off that energy. So my dog, you met Ellie, right? Yeah. Great dog. I take her up to the store up at Reese's. Okay. She'll be sitting in the office, basically dead asleep. The door cracks on the front of the store. The bell goes off, right? Which normally, sometimes she'll bark, other times she won't, but usually she'll just kind of look up. Every once in a while, like she will literally leap up and run to the front because that person that's coming in that door's energy sucks for some reason. Yeah. Right. And like she reads it instantaneously. So, and I see that you can see it with people too, when you're going into a situation going, holy cow.
Yeah.
But how do you control your energy? With Shayna's statement, because I love her statement, but how do you control your energy? You know what I mean? That's a tough one, because that's
take responsibility for it.
Right. Take responsibility.
Okay.
Right. So if you know you're in a low energy mood or things are bad, you can try to, maybe push up a little bit, or make sure that you're not going to be the downer of the conversation, right? Understand that maybe you're down that day and your energy is probably off, and, try to sit to the side.
Says, I think many are aware and behave like energy vampires. Now that's kind of a different feel to me, I think. But before we just talk about that, I want to keep talking about what you're saying is I think people who ignore that, they don't like the truth. There's something that they grew up with. There's something in their past, something that says, hey, you can't say that you're having a bad day or that you've got bad energy. When I go into anywhere, whether it's work, whether it's the station, whatever, if my energy's dragging and I feel horrible, or I'm having a quote unquote bad day, I tell people that, like, listen, you're gonna have to pick me up because my energy's horrible. I've had a bad day, whatever the case may be.
Right.
I communicate that. Right.
Which is smart, because then you're kind of setting your stage, right? Hey, I'm having a bad day, bro, or whatever. Yeah. And so people can be understanding. That's where compassion and empathy comes in, right? Oh, I get it, been there, right?
Yeah.
So maybe they'll say something to help bring you up. And that's a good personal interaction for people. People aren't like that these days, though. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's something you need. I mean, we're supposed to be here to help each other out, bring each other up, right?
Yeah.
So if you're trying to help someone's energy or pick someone's energy up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's important. And telling people that where you're at is really important. And that's one of the big things of life is communication, right? Communicate. Hey, I'm down today. Either leave me alone or, help me out.
Yeah. And 9 times out of 10, we don't know why our energy is that. But a lot of times people who are aware, a lot of our listeners, I'm going to say, are pretty in tune with themselves, with the energy of the world, with things that are going on. And we appreciate that. Like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff, because that energy is wonderful for us.
Right. It makes us feel really good, because we're pushing hard for a mission statement, right? Our mission.
Right. But the whole idea, I don't know where you were.
Right. Well, I was just talking about, daily dose of encouragement and daily dose of encouragement. I jumped in on you. So, but I mean, trying to make every day a little bit better for everybody else and helping out those out that might have that low energy day. Right. I mean, that's what it's all about.
And the world, Shayna says, it requires a bit of self-awareness, which is more than many can manage. Now, yes, absolutely. 100%. But the world, and we've trained people to get, anxiety and fear, and because we want you out over your skis. Hey, get this monthly planner put together. You know what I mean?
Right.
You take a look at all of the great minds, all of the great people, the Yamans of the world, the Jesus Christ, the Buddhists. You take a look at all these people, and they were in the present. They were right now. They weren't worried about the next hour. They weren't worried about the next week. They weren't worried about the next month. They weren't worried. They were like, I'm now, I'm Zen. I'm right now in the moment. Here I am. And that's that self-awareness. You'll take a look at the rules for success that I have over here. I've got them written at home. I've got them written in the studio, in my office, at the bank, right? And number 7 is practice mindfulness.
Yep.
Being right present. Now, being aware of what's happening around you right at the time, being aware of what's, since I've been doing that's why I say I'm pretty relaxed all the time.
Right.
I mean,
yeah, you are. And that's important. And that's one of the reasons you're doing that. That's happening for you is because of the mindfulness thing. You're bringing yourself to the present going, I can't do anything about everything else. I mean, you have to think about it. You can't not, but you have to, there's a time and a place for everything. And and our society today is, kind of put, that push on now, bigger, better, stronger, faster type of thing. And so everybody's always trying to compete with everybody else instead of really competing with yourself or doing what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's become, in my mind, I feel it's like you're trying to do a lot of things of what you think everyone else wants or what is acceptable or, what they want to see out of you instead of what you want to see out of you. We've lost that vision. Right. And that's where the energy gets so jacked up.
Yeah.
Because you're confused. Like your body's saying one thing, but the outside world is saying another thing, and your energy just basically you're fighting yourself, right? And then if you got negative, like Shayna says with the vampire, the energy vampire.
Oh my gosh,
Rudy
fell.
But you get those energy vampires, which then it's just a triple dipple on you. Then where are you going to go?
Well, a lot of times with those people that are like vampires, there are people who intentionally go out there and will try to sabotage your energy. But when you have good, strong, positive energy and somebody's got negative energy, you have a couple of choices. You can say, listen, I'm going to stand here and like two different ends of a magnet, and we're going to
repel each other.
We're going to repel each other, and we're going to argue, and we're going to fight. Or I'm going to say, you know what? Right now, I don't like the energy that you're throwing my way, so I'm going to leave. I'm going to walk away. Right now, a lot of people say, a lot of therapists, hey, go take a breath, take a deep breath, go to your corners, then come
reset
back
yourself.
out,
Yeah, reset yourself. Yeah.
But we have to be able to choose. I'm either going to accept that energy you're throwing to me.
Right.
Okay. So for a lot of my professional career, if anybody challenged me, and I thought that I was right, I would dig my heels in, take my gloves off, and go, all right, we're going to go toe to toe. I don't care if you're the CEO. I don't care if you're the president of the United States. I don't care. You can't tell me 2 + 2 is 5. And that's what you're trying to tell me. So I'm going to dig my heels in, and we're going to go toe to toe.
Right. We're
going to exchange bad energy because I didn't have the wherewithal in myself to go, okay, hold on. Is this person really attacking me? Why am I, it's just they have a different energy in the belief that they have at that point than I do. So now I can look at it and go, if I'm truly being mindful, if I'm truly being present, as that awareness, then I can honestly just go, why is this person trying to steal my energy right now? And I can't get mad at them because they probably don't know. And
I was going to say, I don't think they really know. I don't think they're trying to steal your energy. It's just, it's a, I don't want to say it's a battle, but you know what I mean? You're standing up for something you believe in or know is right. And, if they have a negative energy.
But out of all those, and you've done it, right? Out of all those conversations, how many times has the person gone, oh yeah, Scott, I see it your way now.
Are we talking about everybody or just my wife? I love you, honey. I know you're out there listening, and I appreciate all your pushback on me.
Here's how that ends. You know what, Scott? We'll just agree to disagree.
I use that. I use that one from time to time because you'll get against these people sometimes that just no matter what, logic and reasoning doesn't sit into them. I mean, I'm right, even though they are wrong. And that's when I hate to say that because I like a good discussion.
Yeah.
I want to, just like you. Everyone says that you like to poke the bear. I don't.
Yeah.
Me, I say I question everything. Right? You're poking the bear, looking for a response, a little bit more of a.
I'm looking for critical thinking.
Right.
I want people to think
you want
deep,
people to think
right?
deep. Right.
Yeah.
Same with me, and that's why I say question everything. But when you're poking the bear or you're just questioning everything, it's kind of like, if you're going to agree to disagree, just understand that you probably just don't want to, because that person's not being reasonable, right? Or it's just not making any sense. And I hate to use that though, because then nothing gets solved, but I also don't want to waste my energy because our energy is really important. And if they're going to suck my energy because they're actually wrong, right, and just fighting me on it, it's tough for me.
They're not wrong. Their energy is focused in an area.
Well, if you said 2 + 2 = 5, they are wrong.
Their energy is focused in a different area than yours. So what you have to do is you have to decide, why is that person's energy focused in trying to tell me that 2 + 2 is 5? In their world, in their moment, in their energy, it may. So instead of me going, you're an idiot, 2 + 2 does not equal 5, and now we get in a battle. Now if I go, why is that person's energy going down that road, and try to understand, right? Mike Krejci, hey Keith, good morning, brother. How are you? From the Dream Home Expert, speaking of Keith, Wilmoth, is seek first to understand. I need to understand why you're driving down to 2 + 2 is 5.
Exactly.
Why
do you think 2 + 2 equals 5, right? I mean, if you can get that, but if that person, for me, when I have a person that's saying that, it's kind of like, are they really thinking critically, right? I mean, are they using their brain? And because obviously use the obvious, 2 + 2 we know is 4. Right. So for me, it's like, and I would never say this, but I think I probably put off that vibe or my energy. Like, are you stupid? Like, really? Would you say that? And
so Colette, my daughter, she's 20 years old. Love this kid. I love all my kids, and she is, she is my badass bitch. I mean,
she's the second to last, right? She's
okay. Yeah, she's 20, and I say that with all the joy and pleasure in the world, because she's a strong woman, right? She's a strong, independent woman. That's and just understand, if somebody's coming after her family, she'll be the one standing in front whooping ass. I mean, that's just who she is, right?
Right.
Great energy, good kid. Well, her boyfriend yesterday had surgery, pretty intensive surgery on his rotator cuff. Young guy, 18, 19 years old.
Oh, damn, that's starting early.
Right? And it was his first surgery. So this young man's energy, he's very nervous. He's very scared about what's happening. But being a man in America, you can't tell anybody that I'm nervous and scared about this. So he's given away this energy that's irritating Colette, because she's like, why is he being, I'm like, so I'm talking with her. I'm like, well, you have to understand the exchange of energy. His energy right now is nervous and scared. That's his energy, because he's going into a place. He's way out over his skis, thinking, has seen documentaries, people dying on the table, whatever, right?
That's stuff you should probably not watch before you go to get surgery.
Well, people have seen it on.
I know, but something probably not to focus on.
And so when you're nervous and scared and you don't know, you give away that energy. She's trying to be supportive and loving. And now they're starting to fight. And I had to tell her, I said, you can't. You got to understand his energy. His energy is, oh my God, I'm scared. It doesn't mean that your energy needs to meet that. Right. But you have to be able to say, you know what? Right now, you're kind of talking out of your ass, because your energy is hurt and scared and nervous. And you're trying to do that. You're trying to make me feel your energy. So he's saying things.
Right. She's trying to make him feel better, and she can't even get into his head and understand where he's coming from.
And that's when you just have to kind of say, all right, time out. I don't like that energy. You're reflecting that bad stuff on me. I'm going to leave.
Yep.
Good luck. Love you, whatever the case may be, but good luck. I'll be here for you when you're, at the end of this, but here we go. Right.
No. And that's, a lot of people don't realize that. And actually, Jen Krejci, thanks, Jen, says, once you have awareness, you have power. And when you're aware of your energy transfer, right, and what's really going on, and can put yourself in situations or take yourself out of situations that aren't going to be beneficial, that's really important. Because what happens, I feel a lot today with these exchanges, is people just don't want to give up. You have to know when to say when, right? And if you read the room and you know that room or this conversation or this energy is just going to, hit heads nonstop, where are you really going to go with this, right? So I mean, it's the idea of reading the room, right, and understanding, going, okay, maybe another time in another place, right? Because then you can actually get some type of benefit to the conversation, like between Colette and her boyfriend, right? If she just stepped back and relax and kind of see things from his point, right, and then come back and go, I don't know how you feel, because you can't, but I understand why you feel that way, per se, right? I'm going to be here for you type of thing. And then just let him be by himself. I mean, or at least wait to come back at it, because something like that, you're not going to quell there, because I'm sure the anxiety going through his head thinking about all that stuff doesn't help.
So here's where I'll say, we in America anyway, right? And again, if you want to be part of this great show, quote unquote,
click the URL there, quote unquote.
Uncle Pete's going to tell you right there, right there. And that was a cool Friday last Friday when we ran 12 hours of Uncle Pete in the morning. Good stuff. Good music. Good fun. I forgot how great.
Well, you just said it was a good Friday because you were sitting on the pool.
Yeah. No, I wasn't sitting at the pool. I don't do that. So you talked about feelings. And that's where I will push back and go, you know what? I don't care about your feelings. I understand energy because I'm made of energy. The earth is made of energy. The universe is made of energy. I get energy. Your feelings are a spot in your brain, that says, hey, buddy, all your experiences, you should be sad when this music plays. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I can never understand what you're feeling, nor do I ever want to. But I do understand your energy. And right now you've got nervous, scared, you've got anger, negative. You understand what I'm saying?
But those are more feelings than energy. I guess not. I guess not an angry energy, nervous energy.
Right.
Yeah, I guess you could really put those
Shana
together.
Says feelings are
feelings
energy.
are energy. Yeah, I mean,
but
I'm not right 100% of the time.
But what I'm saying is, what happens is, I don't pay attention to the energy. I pay attention to what you're trying to think. Hey, right? I don't know what the hell goes on in your mind.
You don't want to know.
And frankly, you don't want to know. Scared. Frankly, I'd be scared.
I know everybody would be scared.
But I get your energy.
Right.
Right. When I coach basketball, I tell them we have to meet their energy. Right. Because your skill level will come when your energy's up. More energy.
Right.
Okay. I don't go, hey, we need to match their feelings
or their skills.
Right.
Because you have your skills. If your energy's up, right. You can make that happen.
So there is absolutely nothing exciting about a NASCAR race.
I beg to differ on that one.
There's nothing. I mean, if you understand racing, you would rather be a street racer. There's more to it than going in an oval. Right?
Two different birds.
But
two different birds, but same vehicle.
And I understand there's a lot, but as a spectator, no. Right?
Yeah, well, but once again,
but what we watch because of the wreck.
That's what a lot of people are looking for. Yeah,
right. A lot of people don't watch to understand the drafting, the position.
Right.
A lot of people don't watch to see what's happening in the pits. A lot of people go out there to watch.
Right.
Crash.
Right. Well, Deidre and I were huge NASCAR fans. We did for 15 something years. Right. And that's the energy you get out of it. But you do, like for me, when I get around motorsports, I get crazy energy, right? Like that really boosts me up because I love cars. I love the noise. Right.
Yeah.
I'm not looking for that big accident like most people. I'm looking for the drafting. I'm looking for the bumping, right? Because that's the energy that
the slingshot, the shake and bake, baby.
Right? Well, yeah, they're basically roughly the exact same car, right? A shake and bake. What do I do with the hands? But you're waiting to see. It's a skill level, right?
Right.
And it's an energy thing too, right? I mean, they're building up enough energy behind this guy that has the same horsepower car, to just eke around him and get around him, which for me has made NASCAR boring. That's why we stopped, because now they're so identical. It's not even fun. You basically are waiting for that big wreck. That's the guy that screwed up, right? So, but it brings on an energy to you in different places and different things bring on different energies to you, right? And being able to read those, being able to use those, right?
Shana, Jen, would you just click the link and join the damn show?
Yeah, you guys should come in.
My ladies are so incredible with your thoughts here.
Yeah, they are. So they even have them live. We don't have to read them. That's even better.
Let the world.
We could give you an advertising deal with us.
How do you handle it when somebody's energy is different than their words?
Well, depending on the person. I mean, when somebody's energy is different than their words, basically, for me, that they're like kind of bullshit. Now, depending on the person, the time, and the situation, obviously, I'll call them out. Oh, how's everything going? Oh, living the dream. And you can just see it in their eyes that, they aren't living the dream. They're in a nightmare, right? So it's like, why are you messing with me, bro? Why don't you, and that's what we try to talk about here all the time on the show is like, talk to me, come clean to me, let's figure this out. Don't just bullshit and hide inside your little cocoon. Let's share energy. Let's share energy. Let's share feelings.
So, Shana, the way that I would answer that is kind of like a politician, but not to be like a politician. But I would say, what is my energy? Where is my energy? Because if I've got a FU energy going on, I'm going to punch him right in the face. Right? I'm going to come karate chop him right.
Right, but that energy is matching what you feel.
If I've got a real zen and good energy going on, good vibrations happening, I'm really in tone, in line, I'll be quiet and probably just walk away because I don't want to deal with their energy, So Right. So take a salesperson, for example. Just sell. I don't care about you. Here's the benefits.
Just buy, right?
Right? I'll walk away from that person because I don't like that energy. But my wife hates if I go out shopping and I've got good energy. She goes, "You're not shopping for a car. You're buying a car today, aren't you?" Right?
That's what Alice said. Yeah.
Because of my energy. My energy is like, listen, we're going to go do this. And when we find the right car, we're going to get it. Right.
But so with Shayna's question, though, it says, how do you handle it when someone's energy is different than their words? So if you're somebody saying, I'm having the greatest day in the world, right, coming out of their mouth, but you can feel their energy, they're just horrible.
Right. And
what do you do? What do you do with that? You walk away? Do you question them?
Again, it depends. It depends on what energy I have. If I've got a fuck you energy, I'll call you out on it. Bullshit, you're not. It's written all over you. You look like shit. You got bad energy.
Gotcha.
And I'm going to punch you right in the face.
All right. All right.
If I'm in a good place.
So if it's time to poke the bear or not, basically.
Right. If I'm in a good place, then I'm just going to be this. But I will tell you this. My daughter, who's a psychologist, will tell you this. How I handle that is I make a joke. Doesn't matter. Listen, you could be on your deathbed. I'm going to make a joke because I don't like that energy.
Well, right. You're uncomfortable. So you're trying to change
I'm not uncomfortable. I don't like that energy.
But if you don't like something, doesn't that mean you're uncomfortable? You're not liking it, so it's making you feel uncomfortable. So you're going to try to. Because you're trying to change the energy.
I don't like green beans. They don't make me uncomfortable.
You don't eat them. But you
understand?
I see what you're saying. But
again, you're going back into feelings versus energy.
Okay, all right, I see that one, but you understand where I'm coming at as far as that?
No, because as a deacon, I have sat and held people's hands while they die in the ICU. I'm comfortable in that. I don't like that energy, but I'm comfortable in that.
That takes a special person.
You know what I mean?
So thank you for that, because that takes a very special person.
And it freaks me out, right? Because of the energy of death. I don't understand a lot of it. Right. And if you ever, next time you're if somebody doesn't cremate themselves, go touch their lifeless hand. It's cold. It doesn't feel like a human. So that's an energy. The energy has left that person. And that's a weird thing for me. I'm not uncomfortable.
Right.
I'll hold your hand through it.
Right.
But I'm going to crack a joke because I want your energy different.
Right. Well, I don't know. I don't know if you know this or not, but my wife for many years was actually a hospice nurse. She ran a hospice company. And so, I mean, for me, I've kind of asked her, it takes a very special person to do that, right? I mean, going in knowing that this person you're helping or with is going to die, right? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's got to be just horrible. So how do you store that energy, right? Deidre, please chime in if you're still listening. I know you might be at the stores, but that energy transfer and can you feel an energy? Was there a common energy, right, from these people that we're going to pass on?
And Jen says it, right? She's always reach for a better feeling, thought, something. Take yourself to a different spot to get higher on that spiral.
You got to try to get yourself up there. You're the only one that's going to do that,
right?
But keeping yourself around people with positive energy. I mean, and that the energy thing that raise you up. But what they always talk about, hang around the people that that the way you want to be, or I forget the exact saying, but hang out with people like-minded that can help push you. I mean, you don't want to hang around negative individuals because that's just going to drag you down.
It's not even like-minded. It's are the people on the same energy platform?
Well, that's what I meant. That's what I meant as far as like-minded, like energies.
So I mean, our energy, we laugh, you and I, when I say that, because we look back and go, man, we did the same crazy shit as kids. So our energy, we've been on the same energy plane our whole lives, even though we were states apart.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's crazy more and more every time we talk about all this exact same shit we did. We were probably doing it at the same time, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And so we, we've been on this same. And that's why, if you guys would have traveled with us, from 5:30 in the morning till 5:30 at night, we didn't shut up. But
we didn't. And that was good conversation, wasn't it? It wasn't bullshit.
If there was somebody else there, they would have been like, "Would you two shut the fuck up?"
Yeah, they would have thought we were like a old married couple or something, right?
And we talked the entire trip. We talked while we were working. We talked while we were having lunch. Yep. We talked on the way back.
We did stare a little bit at the beautiful views during break time, right?
Yes.
I mean, let's give a little bit of props for the beautiful stuff created by our Lord.
The little slice of heaven there. Yeah. So Deidre says a good hospice nurse can smell death and can feel the energy leave the room when they die. One should go into hospice knowing this patient will die. Your goal is to keep them as comfortable as possible and support the family. There are no do-overs in death and night, right? And that's
that is true. But my thing, and I was kind of asking is, there goes Rudy again. He's done. Yeah,
he's thirsty.
So my thing was did you feel a general overall common energy of a person that's getting ready to pass, right? So you can smell death and feel the energy. What is that energy? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it you know what I mean? I guess, and I think I asked you this before, and I don't mean to put you on the spot, but today it is really important. I think that people understand what we're talking about in energy and how it affects us and the people around us. Because if you walk into the house at the end of the day and you've got shitty energy, and I see it happen in my house all the time, right?
I don't.
So I do because we're coming
my
home.
Dog Remy comes and she's like, hey,
right. The dog, right. My dogs come in, they want to jump all over you, right? They put you in a dip, but you come home and let's just say Alice has had a bad day or whatever. You can kind of feel that, right?
In 30 years of marriage, that woman has never had a bad day. She is an angel.
Oh, you're such a lucky lion son of a bitch.
After listening, honey, I love you.
And there is a present underneath the new car. But you know what I mean? That energy, I mean, I can feel it. Like, you come into the house and I good energy, bad energy, and that really sets the stage for the rest of the day. And that's where
I try to
Shana,
wipe,
that's what Shana was saying.
Right,
that's what Shana was saying. I like her thing is trying to be aware of your energy, right? So you can, try to transform it, because when you come in the house, if you had a bad day and you continue that into the house, you kick the dog.
Yeah.
Well, now the dog's going to push that on, and it's just gonna continue on. And that's where the mindfulness really comes in.
What does Bob say there?
All right, Bob. Good morning. Love you, buddy. He just had a birthday.
Hey, happy
2 days
birthday.
ago. Happy birthday, Dad.
Congratulations.
He's like, I'm not going to tell you how old, but he's past 80.
All right.
And he's kicking ass and taking names.
Nice.
Same with my mom. But Bob says, being humorous can have many positive effects on overall health. It is viewed as one type of the coping mechanism. Whoops. What happened there? What going on there?
Hey, man.
Whoa. One of the coping mechanism that helps to relieve the burden of stressful emotions. This is how I have coped with my many situations throughout my life.
I'm the same way, Bob. And
right.
Oddly enough,
Kent always. Yeah, that's why Kent's always telling jokes.
Oddly enough, I think yours and my path is very, very similar. Because the question was, did God
create man, or did man for order, or did order create God?
And so in our conversation, we're a little bit very.
I think you guys are very similar, and that's actually what I told him when we were going up last time with him. I said I thought about actually inviting him up for the weekend with us. I said, but I wasn't sure how that car ride and conversation would be, because I think that
would have been great.
Well, because we both we both like to poke the bear, and you know what I mean? I'm like, let's just, Kent and I need to spend the weekend together. And
it was good.
So
it was good.
All right. Jen saying, dying is simply the process of waking up at home from a really weird dream.
Yeah.
Death is just going to sleep and waking up in your full with energy form. We're only a fraction of who we really are physically.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're only on this blue marble for a
super short time. Super short. And that's the thing, with the energy that, too, is trying to, when you wake up first thing in the morning, to keep your get your energy rolling.
If you think I'm crazy with this energy, everybody out there listening in 216 the net land out there, the hundreds of thousands of listeners on the radio, people who are out there, here's what I want you to understand and know is, if the energy didn't exist, you couldn't do what they call grounding. You couldn't walk outside with bare feet and hold a tree or do whatever to regroup some of that energy. You have a migraine headache, go walk out in your yard.
Bare feet. On the dirt. Yep. Well, we do that quite a bit in our family. And that's, when I tell people that, they think I'm nuts.
Why do people absolutely think the beach is the oasis place to go? Listen. It is a horrible place to go. But the reason that they do is because you're naked. You're basically naked.
That's funny, because that's literally what I was just going to talk about.
You're basically naked in the sand, on the ground, feeling all that energy.
And all that water, right? And all the sunshine. It's hard not to have that energy and not to have a good feeling, right?
So as now, the beach is the worst place. You get sand places you never thought you did. It comes into your house. It ruins
unless
the carpet.
You like swimming.
Well, you get sand in parts and crevices,
pieces and parts
that you shouldn't.
Well, you can wash
It's
those off. They have these
uncomfortable.
things called showers.
Right. It's very uncomfortable.
It can be.
If it was the middle of winter and you had sand in some of those crevices, you'd be like, what is going on? This is not nice.
Yeah. Who threw
But
shit in my bed?
because you're grounded, you're laying on
Right.
it, you're soaking in the sun,
Right.
you're really being one with the earth at that point.
Right. Well, you're right. You're trading
right?
energy with the
Yeah.
ground, and it really is,
Yeah.
and that's why they call it grounded. And I laugh because people have
Yeah.
questioned me, and I tell people, look, if you're having a bad day or things just aren't right, just take your shoes off, go stand around in your yard for 5-10 minutes, and literally feel the difference. I mean, everything leaves our body basically through our feet. Have you ever seen these little things? They have these little pads or whatever that you stick in your shoes. That's
turn
the
black
toxins.
and green,
they just turn black, right? All your toxins. I mean, toxins come out of our body through sweat, right?
Mhm.
But most of it does because it grounds it. Like the ground will pull it out. There is an energy transfer there that actually resets your body. I mean, I'll tell you, when I'm having some of the worst times for me, I'll just literally go outside and I will stand. Even like last night, I was standing out in my backyard, bare feet, checking out the moon. I just got done taking a sauna because I just wiped out. Like I was saying, I'm tired this week. My energy level's low.
Yeah.
And I just, after doing that, it's great. But getting
I
out
did
there.
that. I did that. It was cold. That cold week we had,
right?
And they did our siding, and then I was walking around with the guy, and I was barefoot, and it's freezing. He goes, "Do you want to get some shoes on?" I go, "No, I'm fine."
Yeah.
I mean, my feet were freezing. Don't get
right.
Don't
Well,
get me
I mean,
wrong.
the comment that they brought up though, being basically naked, that's huge. I mean, that's where it's getting back to nature.
Naked,
right?
Naked, yeah.
And that's really important. We're wearing these clothes that are manufactured in textiles and it's got chemicals and all this shit all day long, right?
That's why
most of the time. What's that?
That's why cotton's natural.
Can be, but they still wash the cotton and chemicals. Wool.
I mean, I was fine with wool until it was my wool underwear.
So in our world today, you're wearing chemicals, you're drinking chemicals, you're breathing chemicals. Yeah. So when is the time for you to detox your body?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, for me and for everybody else,
you load up. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
you gotta get that energy dumped somehow.
I got kids at home still, so I mean, but for me, when I come home, I would love nothing more than just walk around naked. That's why what I mean.
That's why the people with the weirdest energy are the runners. First of all,
the runners
don't understand it. But if that's the way you want to get rid of your energy, or use your energy, or breathe in fresh air,
that's the only time that they can get out. That's the only time that they can get out of their own head.
I don't know what you're running from, and let me tell you, if you see a runner that smiles, it'll be the first one you've ever seen.
A runner smiling?
Yeah, you never see them like jogging their 5K.
No,
you're smiling like, "Hey, I love this." They're in misery. I don't.
Yeah, well,
anyway.
Yeah, they're running and they're trying to put themselves in a mindfulness state. So.
In your best Deidre voice.
Wow, you're trying to set me up for trouble, aren't you? All right, so Deidre says each energy was different. Some was peaceful, some was I can't read today. Some was peaceful and some was not peaceful. Yeah. In general, we leave this earth in the same way we lived. Introverts will do everything in their power to die alone. They don't want to bother the family. Extroverts wait for the whole family to sit around and talk in the past. Wow.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, great answer. Those with unresolved issues will often have a harder time with the process. Wow, that's interesting. Wow, babe. Thank you so much for sharing because it makes sense, right? I mean,
post of the day.
Well, I mean, one of my best friend's dad was just beside himself, sick, right? Just hung on. And then literally when the last kid showed up, like after saying goodbye, love you type of thing, just literally closed his eyes. And this was hours and hours that the other family was there and he should have gone.
Yeah.
But until this last kid showed up, right?
Not to say goodbye. Right. We always say goodbye. Held on to say goodbye.
Right. But,
Bobby finally showed up.
He was waiting. His energy, he was waiting for his energy to be finished, right? Yeah. I need this fill of my energy before I can go see on the other side, right? Which is really cool. So thank Deidre, thank you for sharing that because that is interesting.
That's
so,
deep right there.
So my question then to you, Kent, is your room going to be full or empty when you
die? No,
I mean, on the radio, you're an extrovert, but aren't you really more of an introvert? You like to kind of be on your own, do your own thing?
Yes and no.
Because your energy, depending on the day, throws two different ways.
So my energy is so weird that I never say goodbye to anybody.
I have a friend that says bye for now.
I don't even say that because goodbye is final, right? So I will say that my people will have to be there. My kids, my grandkids, my great-grandkids, my great-great-grandkids, whatever. I'm going to live to be 140, so my midlife crisis isn't happening till I'm 70. right? So, but I am that guy that I will want to say my final goodbye, because I don't want my family or my people to go through life saying I should have.
Right.
I should have.
Right. And that's why I asked you that, because that's how I feel. I mean, I'm hoping that I do get the opportunity when it is my time to go back to the other side.
Yeah.
To say goodbye.
Now,
right?
I will say this. I will say this as well, right? I will say, please don't just have, if I'm brain dead, I'm not.
Oh yeah, no,
you're already kind of gone, right?
Right,
so
right,
like,
right. No, don't. Yeah, I've already told my family, if I can't take care of myself 100%, I don't want to be here, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just, for me, that's just straightforward the way it is. But
yeah, Jen says, talking about the beach is that the negative ions the water gives off. Mike would be the water expert with that, but there's science behind it too, with that salt water and
no, there's
negative ions.
It's really hard to go to a nice setting like that and not have some type of relaxation. Granted, if you just keep your mind rolling, you have to communicate, and you have to work with the world and the other energies to help yourself. I mean, it's not going to just happen just by laying on a beach. Just by laying on a beach isn't going to make you more relaxed. But it has the opportunity if you allow for it, right? Yeah. I mean, it's the mindfulness thing that we're talking about.
And Bob says, well said, Deidre. Thanks. We're glad our son married up. Oh, that's good.
I'll take a high five on that one. Deidre comes back and says, they will sometimes talk about seeing a train or a boat or even a relative that has been dead for many years. Yeah. One patient said, my brother John is on the train and he says he's coming back to pick me up soon.
Wow.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's cool.
I've got a friend.
Love it.
I've got a friend who unfortunately had a stroke a number of years ago and is not in great shape, but he's still with us, and he's died like 4 times since then. Right? They resuscitate him, but he can't talk. He grunts and he moans and he points, and I'd really like to know, because he was clinically dead, right? Yeah, but I just I've asked him, and I don't, it's hard to tell what he's saying, but is there anything on the other side? Did you see anything?
Oh, yeah,
you know what I mean? I'm curious at that. I mean, when we die, does our energy just go? I mean, I know our body's gone, right? And our soul,
well, that's
if you
like
believe
the guys,
in Jesus and all that, goes to heaven. But
that's like the guys on Questions You Never Thought You Could Ask in Church, Wednesdays here on 216 at 12:30 Central.
What day is that again?
Yeah, Wednesdays
12:30.
Yeah. So Christians, and I'm one. I'm not going to say that I'm not. Christians spend so much energy worrying about the afterlife that they treat people like shit in this life. If you're a true Christian, you want to follow those teachings, you should be good to people here, not worrying about if you're going to get to heaven or not.
Well, yeah, be good. Well, and be good to people here because that's the way you want to be treated, not because you think it's going to get you to the other side, right?
They're so worried about the afterlife.
Right.
It's crazy.
Well, and that's, the funny thing that I always crack about is with that is, like religious people, they're some of the biggest sinners out there because they feel like that 1 hour a week abstains them or gets rid of the bad they've done, which, I mean, I was born and raised Catholic for many years, and that was how they basically said it. Oh, come on in. We all make sins, but you come in and it's all good. So start next week, right?
Good,
thank you.
Son.
Good. Yeah, you're good, my son. I absolve you. Say 10 Hail Marys, right? I had to say a lot more than 10, but
Jen says, you know what? If he can spell, write the alphabet out and have him point to the letters. Your buddy who's had a stroke.
We've tried. He's got a tablet. I see. He's a hard-headed son of a bitch, unfortunately. But we're trying. You just don't know what his actual cognition is. What he's really grabbing in. I mean, he knows a lot of the stuff we did when we were kids, but.
And Shayna, it says it's hard to be an asshole if you hit the 10 commandments. Now, here's what I would say to that as well. Let's take, if you want to, Shayna, let's grab a cup of coffee at some point and let's tear those down. Because again, it's about energy transfer. All 10 of those things are about energy transfer. That's it. Right. So again, if you take a look at the energy.
Right, it's energy, and it's also doing what
thou shalt not commit murder.
Well, right, but if you look at it, it's energy, but it's also like doing what you would want to have someone do to you, right, or not do to you.
Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, right? Unless she's hot.
Unless she says yes.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean, right? But these are things that you don't want people to do to you or have done to you, and that's what the 10 Commandments are: basic rules of life. Doesn't matter if you're religious or not. These are things that people should live by. Right. I mean, just basic rules and basic rules and guidelines, right, to follow. I mean, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, or treat others the way you want to be treated.
If you tear that down, if you look at the life of Jesus of Nazareth, then you're going to see that it's about energy. It was all energy transfer. It was energy. A lot, miracles, things like that is energy transfer. Scientists will try to disprove things. I'm telling you, miracles happen every day. Right. Technology is a miracle. Things that happen are a miracle. It's a miracle that you wake up every morning with as crazy as this world is.
Right.
Right. I mean, so you take a look at it, and you always have your disbelievers, your believers. That's why I say, if you understand that life, it's about energy. It's about energy transfer.
Right.
Why are some of the most happy people monks and yamans and people who spend their life squirreled away, out of touch? Why are some of the most happy people the ones who aren't tied in to all this technology?
They're not into the rat race,
right?
They're just themselves, right?
Because we hear now the scariness of 5G or whatever, and there's the conspiracy theorists, but at the same time, that's energy. It's a different energy wave pattern that's ding, 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 ding going all the time. Right. So if you take a look at it, companies have flattened the earth in places so that their cables are straight, and you make up 30/10 of a second or something for that transfer to go through. Right. We know that to be true. So it's the world. We are energy. We're built.
We are energy. Right. There's no doubt about it.
And when you are getting in a text fight or a comment fight with somebody out there on social media, that energy, what are you giving? What are you taking off? That's why people are like, well, you could never send a text. You never know how that person's going to take it. No, you're absolutely right, because they can't feel your energy.
The inflection, right? They don't know the energy that was behind it, the inflection that would have been in your voice in person, right?
Right. If we're
and that's
apart,
how a lot of
you.
That's how a lot of problems happen too, because you're just not sure what's happening with that. I mean, it's and to end, just the technology itself, having the phones and the computers and all these screens around you all the time, that changes your energy. That changes the waves coming at you. I mean, you don't realize it. And like for me, when I get away for the weekend, I try to lose my phone, basically, right? Not to have it around. And it changes me. It changes how I feel.
Your family's on fire today.
My family's on fire, huh? Oh, Bob, what does he say? The law of conservation of energy states that energy can neither be created nor destroyed, only converted from one form of energy to another.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's
right on spot.
That's why I say, when I've got that nervous energy because I'm scared, because I've created nervous energy in me because I'm unsure, I'm going to try to reflect or send you that nervous energy. I want you to be like me. Energy likes energy. Right. Yep. That's why you get that the opposite ends of the magnet will push against each other. So when you have a different energy than me, I'm going to say we hear hurt people. Right. When I'm miserable, I want you to be miserable. That goes back to kind of that vampire stuff, that energy vampires. Yeah. I want to suck your good energy. It's not that I want to suck your good energy. I want to spit out my bad energy on you so that you're miserable with me, because then likes attract, right? So it's like, hey,
right. I mean, like for me with the energy type of thing and trash. So like if I'm having a bad day and I know my energy's off, I go home and I actually kind of fake it or try to fake it, right? And I think they read right through it. So I'm going home, hey, do this, do that, and trying to make them more of what I'm not that day. Like, right, if I'm really down, I want to make sure they're up, because then if they get up, I'll get up. They read through. Oh, there he goes again. They read through it and they push back at me. Like just do your thing, and that's tough. Yeah, trying to meld so many different people in the same household with different energies and different thoughts. It's tough.
Laws are being reevaluated, incorporating quantum sciences.
Well, if we're not careful, it
was at 54 minutes into the show that Shayna just spoke over both of our heads.
What did she say? Quantum sciences. What is quantum? That's Quantum Leap.
Yeah, there was a show.
Yeah, it's Quantum Leap with Scott Bakula.
Yes, Scott Bakula.
Hey, real quickly, guys, just wanted to shout out. Speaking of energy, if your dog has a lot of energy, bring him on out to Reese's Barkery in Pawteek, or if you want to come by this weekend, Saturday 12 to 2, or next Saturday 12 to 2, Buddy the Elf will be there, and we're doing selfies over at Reese's Barkery in Pawteek at 1313 North Riverside Drive. Bring your dog out, get rid of some of their energy, and grab some good energy from our retail rock stars.
Don't be sorry, Shayna. We absolutely love you.
Yeah, we love people that can make us think and stretch our minds, right? I mean, that's why I love being in here, because you make me think about stuff so differently. Of course, our special guest today is Rudy, the Restoration One elf, doing what he does best, hanging around and warming your mic and being elfy. Not 12 to 2 on the 10th, Deidre says. Okay, 12 to 2 this weekend. I don't know. Then she'll have to give me the actual date of next week, or time for next weekend. Yeah. But this weekend, Saturday, 1313 Riverside Drive, 12 to 2. Pictures with Buddy the Elf. Stop in, bring your pups. Well, Buddy's he's a busy guy this time. He is a busy guy. You know? So is Rudy, the Restoration One elf. Yep. And you'll see Restoration One pop up behind us a little bit. They're great fire, mold, water. I mean, you need to be restored. You need something. Yeah, you got that kind of problem. Yeah, they'll take care of you for sure. Absolutely. For sure. But and thanks. I want to thank everybody, right? I mean, we still got about 6 or 7. We're going to run a little long because we had some technical difficulties. Yeah. The energy was bad. But y'all have given me a lot to think about and look at, and all the comments and energy that's being transferred this morning is it jacks me up. It makes me giddy. I've got that good giddy feeling, right? Yeah, that little thing in your stomach, the pit of your stomach. Yeah, and you can feel the energy rise. So you came in, you're like, oh, right. Yeah, but I was tired, but now we're rolling again. This is like, all right, I'm good to go. It's uplifting. Right? Yeah, it's good quality conversation. You know what I mean? And that's what you and I mean, for sure about. Yeah, good quality conversation. I don't want to ask you how you doing. Oh, living the dream. I don't want to hear that. You know. Yeah, things aren't good. You know, Rover's got a bad foot. My wife's driving me nuts. You know. Yeah. I mean, be honest. Talk to the person. Work through it, and be like, and they'll be like, then you can tell them just how shitty your week might be, and it makes them feel better. Your energy changes. Here's homework for everybody that I would ask. This is I absolutely hate this time of year because of all the bad energy that happens. Right. It's Christmas time. Hallelujah. All right, wonderful. They also say that Disney is the happiest place on earth, and the people there are most miserable. Right. Yeah. So I hate this just because everybody is stressed. Their energy is spent. They're right. I love the meaning of it. I don't like the energy of it. Okay. Right. Exactly. Because everyone's so frustrated and so freaked out about trying to get things done. Try this, and we can talk about it next week and write down the homework assignment. So we ask people again next week is as you're out running around this next week, this weekend, you're doing Christmas shopping, you're doing whatever. Just instead of saying, "Hey, how are you?" ask them how their energy is. Hey, man, how's your energy today? Wow, that's an interesting one. How's your energy? I haven't done that. How do you I mean, so all right, so I like that. I'm going to try it as soon as I leave. Right, stop because they don't hear it. Like, what? Well, right, they'll be like, "What do you mean? What about my energy? Yeah, how's your energy?" I'm going to do that when we leave here. I kid you not. I'm going to do that first. Or someone's going to punch you in the face. How's your energy? Or if you encounter somebody with just sensational energy that's giving it away, a clerk or whatever, somebody in a store, just walk up to them and say, "Man, I really appreciate your energy." That's an easier one to do. That's easier, sure, right? Because you can see those people. There's people that you see. How's your energy? Yeah, how's your energy? Or, thanks for your energy. You really pumped me up. Yes. You know what I mean? It's something different than, hey, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Why can't I say Merry Christmas? Why can't I say, who gives a shit? Right. Just, hey, how you doing? Right. It's a beautiful time of year. How's things going? How's your energy? Yeah, instead of how you doing? What's going on? How's your energy today? Yeah. 1 to 3 on the 10th. Oh, all right. Saturday, the 10th. Yeah. 1 to 3 at Reese's Barkery for another shot at getting your pictures done with Buddy the Elf. Yeah. So the two smart people involved in the show, Robert and Shayna. So Robert says, "Yeah, and my wife, you are." Oh well, she's brilliant. Oh, okay. There you go. Thank you. You are correct, Shayna, in that quantum physics put the rules of this quantum world to the test, and devises devise ways to stretch their boundaries. Right. Yeah. Yeah, and then Shane says, when more than one positive energy meets another, it seems to have, absolutely. I mean, that's why that's like
when you're in a big crowd at a sporting event, people are like, yeah. You could just
right. You're
feel
feeding
that
off
energy.
everyone else's energy. Yeah.
I mean, we've all walked into
Right.
to people's houses and gone, "Ooh."
Oh yeah. Oh, well, especially like for me, I mean,
Yeah.
I do home inspections, so I'm in a lot of different houses. I
Yeah.
literally can feel when I walk into a house, good house, bad house, what the, you know, and that's weird, you know, because I'm not like an intuit or anything like that, or
I mean,
an empath.
the chalk line bodies.
Yeah, the chalk line bodies definitely throws off an energy,
yeah.
but you can feel it. Just walking into a friend's house, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
You just feel there's a difference, you know. They radiate a certain feeling, really.
Yeah, you get that. When your energy is great and in a good mood, you feel that for people. Earlier, Shayna says, I absolutely hate fake people. Alice and I do too, because they give off that fake energy, and you're just like, you're miserable. You miserable fuck. Quit trying to be, you know, plastic. We call them plastic people. You know, they're not real. They're fake. They're just ugh.
Well, they're trying to put off the persona that they think you want to see, instead of being real and saying, no, things suck right now.
So last night,
that might be a coping mechanism for them too, though. Think about that way.
So last night, this is how I try to help people with energy. Okay. So last night, Colette said that her basketball team had a rough practice. The energy level wasn't good, and we're talking about it. So when Kobe Bryant died, she bought me a pair of Kobe Bryant basketball shoes because I was a big Kobe Bryant fan.
Right.
Not in his younger days. The guy was kind of a douchebag and raper. But later in life,
you admired his skills, right?
And then the way that he led his life once he had all girls, right? Funny
payback, right?
Funny how that works out. And so and they've been sitting in a box for these 2 years. They've been sitting in a box, and almost 3 years now. And so I dug them out of the box and I wore them yesterday to her game. Now, I was announcing the game.
I was going to say, was that Colette's game was a game that you announced?
They asked me to announce. So I brought as much energy and fun as I could, right?
Yeah.
And just tried to make it feel like they were the Chicago Bulls in a huge stadium, with you know, good, positive, upbeat music, and hey, you know, just really good. After the game, I was just having, and the girls won, which was great.
That makes it even better.
And when Colette saw that I was wearing those shoes, she didn't say anything until halftime, and I'm like, you notice? She goes, yeah, I almost started to cry because I was wearing those shoes. I said, I wore them for you because that's the energy I wanted to give off.
Right.
Now they are tucked neatly back in their box, right? But I wanted to bring that energy to her and her team, and then on the mic I wanted to as well. I mean, really pump up everybody, you make it a fun event for everybody. After the game, about 4 or 5 people came up to me and like, oh my gosh, you did so great, you know, thank you. Some of the players on the boys team, which they didn't have a game, said, we need you to do this for us all the time because, man, you brought a lot of energy.
Well, yeah, you're setting the stage, right? I mean, you're helping them play their best.
It was such a blessing for me to be able to sit behind that mic and just have fun. I love my favorite sport, basketball. I play it, I coach it, I absolutely love it. When they say go to your happy place, that's the squeak of the shoes, the smell of the sweat, the bounce of the ball. That's my happy place, right? My place of zen is going to be out in the woods.
Right.
But my happy place is, it brings so much joy. And it was so fun to just electrify and give off my energy so that when people left that game, they weren't tired. They had fun.
Right. You were sharing something good with them.
And it's not that I wanted to share that energy with the team and share that. And when you're able to do that, as Shayna says, when that positive energy meets another, and you can get that, it's almost like a hurricane, right? Or, you know, you feel that whirlwind, which is good. Yeah. And Shayna says that plastics can bore you to death. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. False or fake energy.
Yep.
Can and has changed reality in so many aspects in our everyday life. Oh my gosh, so true, true. And people know that. I mean, right now, somebody's going to know I'm not, and now we're a little bit over, but somebody's going to know this, and I'm not. It's something syndrome where it's energy waves, and sound frequency is now a way to attack people.
Oh, that like AMDR or whatever.
Yeah. So that's true. False, fake energy, created energy, rouse it up. Man, we're 5 minutes over now.
Yeah, that's all right though. Hey, we appreciate you guys stopping in to visit us on the grounds today at 216 The Net. Got a lot of big shows coming up still on today.
Yeah.
Kent, go ahead and tell them who we got coming back in today.
Of course, every Friday we've got shows like Bridging Civil Tension
at 9.
We've got what else we got?
Neighborhood Pulse at 1 o'clock with Kevin Callback. And then you've got In the Know with Steph and Joe.
And always be on the lookout for our good friend Rudy, the Restoration One Elf, throughout the day. So for all of us here, 216 Net, thanks for getting caught in the net with us. And remember, this week your homework is ask
somebody about how is your energy, right? And we'd really like to know, get some feedback. You can email us that too, or even tune in next week and kind of share it with us, because I think we should really pick up on the energy thing, because I was wanting to go energy and then into routine and how that's going to affect it, so we can segue next week into the routines and stuff. But thanks for tuning in, guys. Go out there, love somebody, share all your happy energy if you can. Remember that just because someone looks like they're doing okay doesn't necessarily mean it. Help people out. Help everybody out with a daily dose of encouragement. I mean, that's what this station and our show is all about. Trying to help people one day at a time, one little click, one little thought to maybe change how you're moving on. We love you for tuning in. Thanks, and have a great weekend.
And remember, shake your groove thing.
Shake your groove thing.